This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So we're going to start the meeting. I want a motion to approve the minutes from the May 30th meeting, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve the minutes from May 30th. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mayor, anything other than what's on the agenda?
No.
Have to be a roll call.
Public speak?
Have to be, the vote have to be roll call because she's been on.
You're right. Motion to approve the minutes was made. I am going to ask for a roll call because you are hybrid. Counselor Denham.
Aye.
Counselor Peak.
Aye.
Counselor Riss says aye. I want to jump through the $200,000 which the CPA has approved for Treehouse. This is a appropriation which the CPA approved to Treehouse. They're doing some massive amount. Courtney, you're gonna help me with this. Courtney Kozlow is from Treehouse. They're doing a lot of major renovations over there. They've applied for a $200,000 appropriation, but it is not a grant. It is a loan. And it's a 42-year loan. The public benefit is it kind of sets us with affordable housing for 42 years. For 42 years. It is a way in which they get a tax benefit as they are a nonprofit, but they become a for-profit company. And if they're a for-profit company, they have to pay taxes on a grant. So a loan is better. Courtney, continue that explanation so everybody understands why it's a loan and not just a grant.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Courtney Kozlow. I'm with Beacon Communities. So we're a mission-driven for-profit affordable housing developer and owner and manager. And we have been working with the Treehouse Foundation to develop for them the Treehouse at Easthampton Meadow development that was constructed in 2007, and we currently manage it. Treehouse at Easthampton Meadow is owned by the Treehouse Foundation through, though, an LLC. We use low-income housing tax credits to finance the construction and operation over a long term of development, and to do that, it is required that you form an LLC. So every 15 years, when you use low-income housing tax credits, you have an opportunity to essentially refinance with additional credits, do whatever renovations are required or wanted at that time, and to extend out the affordability for an additional period of time. So we are now past that 15-year mark at Treehouse and are looking to use this opportunity to do a deep energy retrofit and electrification. So what we'll be doing is taking off the existing siding, trying to store it and hopefully reuse as much as we can, put a whole new air sealing and insulation on the outside, put the siding back on, brand new triple pane windows and doors, new mechanical systems, electric mini splits for air conditioning, cooling. We'll put in energy recovery ventilators to bring in fresh air. This will be a tighter building, and we'll have electric water heaters as well. We'll be also doing the same treatment on the community building and the maintenance building, and the community building will have solar. One of the other reasons that we are doing this, in addition to wanting to do these upgrades and to also address additional capital needs at the site, is that right now the operating budget really doesn't support itself. And by doing this, we'll be able to pay off the permanent debt and do all of this work without debt. So it really creates the financial viability of this development going forward. So as part of that, as we said, we submitted a $200,000 application for Easthampton CPA funds, which the CPA has approved and provided to you here through the city council process. These funds are a small portion of the $22 million now, just a bit total development costs, but are crucial because it's now DHCD is now called the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, from the Department of Housing and Community Development. They require a local match, and CPA is a great way to do that. As a result, when we get this funding and we close, we'll then be extending out the affordability for an additional minimum 42 years from that time, which is essentially adding 18 more years on to what is the existing expiration of that restriction. And as for why this is a loan, as was described, this when we use low-income housing tax credits and are required to set up an LLC, it is challenging for us to bring grants into that development and into that financial structure. So the common way that is used throughout the Commonwealth and the country really is to have funds to the greatest extent possible. Instead of granted, they're provided as a loan. It's usually 42 years, which is 2 years more than the longest debt on the property could be. We need to have that extend out. It's at 0% interest, all deferred payments until the end, and then at that time, at 42 years, it'll come, before the city again to be potentially forgiven, potentially paid off. It'll be determined then. So it essentially operates as a grant in that the money comes in at the beginning and it's used, but there will be loan documents. The loan documents will be created through a process called mass docs, which the city would then be a party to all the documents that are already being generated from the other affordable housing funding sources for these. And there will be a separate loan agreement generated through mass docs. It's a standard form that everyone kind of in the affordable housing community has agreed as a standard form. So it will be minimal extra lift. There already will be an attorney paid for by the development for the mass docs, all the mass docs lenders, which would cover the city. But the city's attorney could also participate if desired. We talked about this structure with the mayor and a number of other people on the staff who would kind of be administering this. And I think there was, in my understanding and consensus on this approach.
Thank you for that explanation. I think it's very interesting. The bottom line for the CPA committee was the 42 years of affordable housing deed restriction, which to me is important. It's a deferred loan, and at the end, it's forgiven. Normally, CPA with a project just grants the money, but this is a loan primarily as a tax benefit, and we didn't have any problem with it as long as the staff was okay with it. Jamie worked it out, and Courtney did with the staff. This is the first of many affordable housing projects we expect. As you can see on this is the balances of our CPA fund. You can see that currently there's $116,000 in the affordable housing set aside, which will be used along with $83,000 from the reserve fund to create the $200,000. That will basically empty the affordable housing for fiscal year 23, but we just put in $120,000 for fiscal year 24 in all of those accounts. But we also have $1,719,000 in all of our accounts. Once we do what we're planning, you can see there'll still be $690,000. That's this figure here. In the reserve fund for other projects. But we've already earmarked $100,000 for the town lodging house, and we're also working on $200,000 here. All of this is for affordable housing. We anticipate a lot of affordable housing projects coming through, and the CPA committee is very happy about that and excited. And we'll get into the $750,000 transfer on the next agenda item. Any questions for anybody from Courtney? Tom?
So I just want to confirm, not that I have a problem with this, but this is to renovate existing affordable housing.
Courtney, can you answer that for Tom?
Yes, it will be to renovate and refinance. So the funds will be used towards a deep energy retrofit and electrification, the capital needs, and then we'll further extend out the affordability restriction through that process as well.
The energy efficiency, if I understand it correctly, also reduces their operational costs a great deal. They're expecting as they do a business model for it.
Okay.
Anything else, Tom?
Well, I think we'll probably end up just forgiving this because in 42 years, $200,000 is probably not going to be a whole lot of money.
Right. Yeah, and for IRS reasons, we can't have that specifically included in any of the votes or language because this needs to be seen as a true loan. However, we do, what you just said would likely be the case. We would expect you all to make that decision at that time. It would be you all.
Although there's probably going to be a whole new committee.
Yes, right.
Right?
Right.
Connie, do you have any questions?
I don't, although Dan, I expect that maybe someday you'll run again, and so you might be on that committee.
Oh, boy.
Touche.
I get shots from 3,000 miles away. Mayor.
Yeah, I think we're in a good place, but I just wanted to lend my support for this, especially the deep retrofit of affordable housing. As we are waiting for more affordable housing projects to start, it's apparent that on carbon reduction and climate change, we need to act more quickly, and deep retrofits like these is exactly what we're looking for here in Easthampton on climate vision and goals, but also across the state and the country. So, thank you, Beacon, Courtney, Dana, for bringing it forward, but my hope is that we'll see more of this to keep that affordable housing stock that's out there, or even something more private sector to get these units up to speed for climate change and efficiency. And of course, the also solvent. I mean, that's a priority as well with the refinance.
Or else we won't really have to worry too much about paying what we're getting or not getting in 42 years.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to go bankrupt at 42 years.
We're still around.
But yeah, no, this is a great project. Love to see it, but for a lot of different reasons. But clearly is something that we've targeted as low-hanging fruit on our climate goals in the city, is to retrofit housing wherever we can, including affordable.
Well, we were very excited about it. Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve $200,000, a CPA appropriation request for Treehouse.
So moved.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. Do you have any further discussion? Hearing none, Counselor Denham,
aye.
Counselor Peak,
Aye.
Counselor Riss says aye. Courtney, we need you next Wednesday, 6:15. You can also remote connect to the city council meeting. You'll probably have to explain the loan again.
My pleasure, no problem. I will be there and I appreciate the support in the vote tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome. So at my urging, we have $750,000, which is being transferred from the reserve account into the affordable housing account. The affordable housing account, along with open space, historic preservation, are restricted accounts. Once we put the 750 in there, it cannot be used for any other project except affordable housing. But looking at the amount of projects that are headed our way, there's 3 big ones. That's not even near enough. We're hoping that'll get us through a year. It depends on how much they ask for. But as you can see how Jamie budgets, if there is an affordable housing project, we take it first from the restricted account and then from the undesignated account. Once all of this happens, if you see down here in this corner where I'm circling here,
No, I'm just realizing I made a mistake.
Uh-oh,
I should have shown the 750 being taken out of undesignated and adding it to affordable housing there. So that the total is actually zero, because it's just shifting from one fund to another. We're not actually spending it.
okay, that's
So-
important to understand.
So
We're not
I'll,
losing.
I'll update this and send it to you.
Send it to all the committee. What she means is the 750 is gonna go up into here, which after July 1 will be 870,000 in there because we're putting 120 in from the fiscal year 24 budget. Again, that'll be used as soon as a project comes forward. And it's there permanently. This doesn't turn over. It's always there until it's used. We are required to put at least, 10% of our budget in there every year, plus anything else. Now, this leaves over 700,000, almost 700,000 in the undesignated fund. And there'll be open space money, for instance, if the pool needs money, or if there's a major project that comes along that's not affordable housing. So the CPA committee was comfortable doing this. And we wanted to not only do this because we know the projects are coming, but to send the message that this is very important to the Community Preservation Committee. So I did this myself, a couple months ago. I asked the committee to consider it and they approved it. So because it's kind of an interdepartmental transfer, it still needs council approval. Any questions? They're basically for Jamie or me.
No, I support it.
Connie? Hello, Connie.
No questions.
Okay. Omar, any questions? Anything from anybody else? I'll take a motion to approve the interdepartmental transfer of $750,000 from the undesignated fund
So moved.
to the affordable housing account of the CPA committee.
So moved.
Any
Second.
further discussion? Counselor Denham?
No.
No?
I don't have any further discussion, so I was just seconding what
Okay,
Counselor Peak.
now we're voting. Counselor Denham.
Oh, I see. I got you. I forgot that. I
I got a little nervous there. No?
no. I thought you said I was no further any
All
further
right,
discussion, and I was saying no. So sorry.
Honestly, God. Tom.
Aye.
Dan Riss says aye. All right, so that'll be up again. Thank you, Jamie.
All right.
You may depart if you wish.
What's that?
You dumped and watch.
Sorry. I'm really slowing
The
down.
next thing is our typical quarterly PEG access account transfer from one PEG access account to another, $52,526.96. I have no questions since we do this every quarter.
Mhm.
It's quarterly, right? Yep. Connie, do you have any questions?
No questions.
I have a motion to approve $52,526.96 PEG access account transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Counselor Denham,
Aye.
Counselor Peak,
Aye.
Counselor Riss says aye. Clear. Last one is $7,795 from free cash to pay the mayor's executive assistant salary. Mayor, why don't you give us a brief explanation?
There was an increase in the salary, in the past fiscal year and we didn't budget for it. And we found that out when we were doing the year end close. So.
She didn't miss it. I thought she would have caught that.
Who would thought? Yes.
Okay, so this is a budget snafu. I have no questions. Counselor Denham,
No
Nothing?
questions.
Counselor Peak, any questions? Counselor Gomez? Take a motion to approve $7,795.20
So moved.
from free cash for the mayor's clerical salary budget adjustment.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, Counselor Denham,
Aye.
Counselor Peak,
Aye.
Counselor Riss says aye. Okay, we just did the Guinness Book of World Records of fast finance committee meetings. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, Counselor Denham,
Aye.
Counselor Peak,
Aye.
Counselor Riss says aye. You look a little cold, Connie. I hope you're still having fun.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I played 36 holes of golf yesterday, 18 today. I'm a little chilly. It's a little cold here.
I'm surprised you're not a little fatigued.
I am a little tired.
Okay,
Wow.
we're still recording. Let's end the meeting.
All right,
Oh,
meeting is
and-
over. We just adjourned it.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.